I've worked around the world, but I'm grounded.
That all options are on the table.
Think about it.
With Alberta. All of that
To intensify negotiations in the coming week. This month, the mailbox is empty. No check, no pension, just silence. And somewhere in a sorting facility, or lost between two postal stops, or sitting in a mailbox that isn't yours anymore, your money is drifting further and further away from you. Now here's the part that should make you sit up. Everything I just described is completely avoidable, and the fix takes less than 10 minutes. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why receiving your CPP and OAS by paper check could be quietly putting your finances at risk, what actually happens behind the scenes when your payment gets delayed, and the simple, secure step that guarantees your pension lands in your account on the exact same day, every single month. Stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll never want to wait on the mail again. Let's start with a reality that a lot of people simply don't realize. In Canada today, the overwhelming majority of seniors receiving the Canada Pension Plan and Old Age Security no longer wait for a check at all. We're talking about roughly 97% of CPP recipients and nearly 98% of OAS recipients who have already switched to direct deposit. Think about that number for a second. 97 out of every 100 pensioners have made this change. That means if you're still receiving a paper check, you're now part of a very small group. And that small group carries all the risk that the rest have already left behind. So why has direct deposit become the standard?
Voyageurs who map this continent. Think about it. They mapped this continent and they...
Because it's the fastest and safest way to receive your pension. Full stop. With direct deposit, your CPP and OAS payments are transferred electronically, straight from the government into your bank account on your scheduled payment date. There's no envelope to lose, there's no signature to forge, there's no trip to the bank in bad weather. The money simply appears, quietly and reliably, in your account, often first thing in the morning on payment day. You wake up, you check your balance, and it's there. That is the entire experience. Compare that to the alternative, and the difference becomes impossible to ignore. Now let's talk about what really happens when you rely on a paper check, because this is where things get uncomfortable. A check has to be printed, then it has to be mailed, then it has to travel through the postal system, moving from facility to facility, before it finally lands in your mailbox. Every one of those steps is a point where something can go wrong. And when I say things go wrong, I'm not talking about rare, once-in-a-lifetime bad luck. I'm talking about ordinary, predictable delays that affect real people every single month. Here's a delay most check recipients never see coming. When a payment gets mailed, you're often told to allow up to 10 business days for delivery. 10 business days. Read that again slowly. That is not 10 calendar days. Business days skip weekends. So depending on how the calendar falls, 10 business days can stretch into 2 full weeks or more. 2 weeks of watching the mailbox. 2 weeks of wondering if today is finally the day. 2 weeks of your pension being somewhere out there, technically issued, but not actually in your hands. For someone living on a fixed income, 2 weeks isn't a minor inconvenience. It's the difference between paying a bill on time and paying it late. It's the difference between a full grocery cart and an empty one. And delays are only the beginning of the problem. Let's talk about what happens when a check doesn't just arrive late, but doesn't arrive at all. Checks get lost. They get misdelivered to the wrong address. They get left in an unlocked mailbox where anyone walking by can take them. Mail theft is a genuine and growing concern, and pension checks are a particularly attractive target because they arrive on a predictable schedule and they represent guaranteed money. A thief who knows the calendar knows exactly when to strike. And once a check is stolen and cashed by someone else, you're now facing a whole new nightmare. You have to report it. You have to prove it never reached you. You have to wait for the payment to be investigated and reissued. And during all of that waiting, you're still short the money you were counting on. What should have been a simple monthly deposit turns into weeks of stress, phone calls, and paperwork. Then there's a risk that a lot of people forget about entirely, and it's a big one. The postal system is not guaranteed to run smoothly forever. Labor disruptions, work stoppages, and mail slowdowns have become a real and recurring part of the picture in recent years. When the mail stops moving, checks stop moving with it. Now, to be fair, arrangements are usually made so that essential pension checks still get delivered during a disruption because the government understands how many seniors depend on that income. But do you really want your monthly survival money tied to negotiations, contingency plans, and last-minute arrangements? Do you want to be refreshing the news to find out whether your pension is going to be delivered this month? That's a level of uncertainty that nobody living on a fixed income should have to carry. And here's the beautiful part. If you're on direct deposit, none of it touches you. A postal disruption becomes someone else's problem. Your payment doesn't ride in a mail truck. It moves through the banking system electronically, untouched by whatever is or isn't happening at the post office. While check recipients are anxiously waiting, you've already been paid. Let me put the two experiences side by side so the contrast is crystal clear. On one path, the check path, your money gets printed, mailed, delayed by weekends and holidays, exposed to theft, threatened by postal disruptions, and delivered somewhere between a few days and a couple of weeks after it was issued, assuming nothing goes wrong. On the other path, the direct deposit path, your money is deposited electronically, on your scheduled date, straight into your account, with no mailbox involved and no waiting. One path is full of risk and uncertainty.
Of every Canadian government since 1947 to support a two-state solution, consistent with the principles of the United Nations of self-determination.
The other is quiet, dependable, and boring in the best possible way. And boring when it comes to your pension is exactly what you want. So by now you might be thinking, all right, I'm convinced, direct deposit is clearly better. But is it complicated to set up? Am I going to have to fill out endless forms or sit on hold for an hour? And this is the part I love, because the answer is no. Setting up direct deposit for your CPP and OAS is genuinely one of the easiest things you can do.
AI in education. AI in education can meet every child where they are. And AI in government can mean a government that works better.
And the fastest way to do it is through something called your My Service Canada account. Let me walk you through exactly how it works, step by step, so you can do it today. My Service Canada account, often shortened to MSCA, is your personal, secure online gateway to your government benefits. Think of it as your pension dashboard. From this one account, you can view your payment details, check your payment schedule, update your address, access your tax slips, and, most importantly for today, manage your direct deposit banking information. It's designed so that you don't have to endure long phone queues or wait for the mail to make changes to your account. Everything is in one place, available whenever you want it. Now, before you sit down to do this, gather 3 simple pieces of information, because these are the keys to the entire process. You'll need your bank's transit number, your financial institution number, and your account number. These 3 numbers together tell the government exactly where to send your money. If that sounds intimidating, don't worry, it isn't. All 3 of these numbers are found right on a check if you have one. Or you can get them in seconds from your bank's online banking, from your banking app, or by asking your bank directly. Once you have those 3 numbers in front of you, you're ready. The hard part, if you can even call it that, is already done. Here's how the process flows. First, you go to your My Service Canada account and sign in. If you've never set up an account before, you'll go through a one-time registration process to create it, which simply confirms your identity so that no one else can access your information. This security step is a good thing. It's what keeps your pension details protected. Once you're signed in, you navigate to the direct deposit section, which sits under your benefits information. This is the area where your banking details live. From there, you enter those 3 numbers I just mentioned: your transit number, your institution number, and your account number. You double-check that everything is typed correctly, because accuracy here matters, and then you confirm and save. That's it. You've now told the government exactly where to send your money, and from your next scheduled payment onward, your CPP and OAS will flow straight into your bank account. Let me pause here and say something important, because I know that for some people, the idea of doing anything online feels daunting. Maybe you're not comfortable with computers. Maybe you worry about making a mistake. That's completely understandable, and here's the reassuring truth. The online method is the fastest, but it is not the only way. If you'd rather not use a computer, you have other options. You can enroll for direct deposit through your own bank because most major Canadian financial institutions can set this up for you and link your pension payments directly through your online banking. You can also contact Service Canada by phone and have them help you make the change. And if you prefer to do things in person, you can visit a Service Canada center and speak to someone face-to-face. There's even a paper enrollment form you can complete if that's what you're most comfortable with. The point is this: there is a path for everyone. Whether you're the type who happily does everything on a smartphone or the type who prefers to talk to a real human being, direct deposit is within reach. Nobody is left out. And here's a little bonus that makes this even more worthwhile. When you set up and share your direct deposit information, it doesn't just help with one payment. There's a system in place that allows your banking information to be shared, with your consent, across government programs. That means updating your direct deposit can help ensure that not just your CPP, but other benefits and credits you may be entitled to are all flowing to the right place. You can also link your My Service Canada account with your Canada Revenue Agency account, giving you one convenient, secure connection to manage a full range of your government interactions in a single login. So this one small action ripples outward and makes your entire financial life a little more organized and a little more reliable. Now, I want to speak directly to anyone who's been putting this off, because I understand the psychology of it. When your check has been arriving for years, even with the occasional delay, it's easy to think, well, it's worked out so far, why bother changing anything? And I get that. But let me reframe it for you. Every month you stay on a paper check is another month you're rolling the dice. Another month where a lost check, a stolen payment, or a postal slowdown could leave you scrambling. You've simply been lucky so far. And luck is not a financial plan. The whole reason nearly everyone else has already switched is because they decided they'd rather have certainty than luck. They'd rather know their money is coming than hope their money is coming. That peace of mind is available to you too, and it costs you nothing but a few minutes of your time. Think about what you actually gain here. You gain speed because your money arrives on the exact scheduled date instead of drifting through the mail. You gain security because there's no physical check for anyone to lose or steal. You gain reliability because postal disruptions and mail delays simply stop being your problem. You gain convenience because you never have to make a trip to deposit anything. The money is just there. And maybe most valuable of all, you gain peace of mind because you can stop watching the mailbox and stop worrying about whether this is the month something goes wrong. For a fixed income, that kind of certainty is priceless. Knowing precisely when your money will arrive lets you plan your rent, your utilities, your groceries, and your savings with real confidence instead of guesswork.
The global trading system, on which we've long relied as a country, is being dramatically restructured. Global conflicts have sharply increased gas and food prices around the world.
Let me also gently address a fear I hear sometimes, which is the worry that direct deposit is somehow less safe than a check because the money is going electronically instead of being something you can hold in your hand. I understand where that feeling comes from, but the reality is the opposite. A paper check is arguably the least secure way to move money that exists. It's a physical object with your name and an amount printed on it, traveling through public hands, sitting in an unlocked box. Electronic direct deposit, by contrast, moves through the same secure banking infrastructure that handles trillions of dollars safely every single day. Your money never sits exposed. It goes from one secure system to another and lands in your protected account. When you really look at it, direct deposit isn't the risky option. It's the safe one. The check was always the gamble. So let's bring this all together. If you take just one thing away from this video, let it be this. Waiting on a paper check for your pension is an unnecessary risk that nearly every other Canadian senior has already eliminated. You could be waiting weeks for money that could be arriving instantly. You could be exposed to theft, to loss, to postal disruptions, all for no reason, when the solution is sitting right in front of you. The fix is direct deposit, and setting it up is as simple as signing into your My Service Canada account, going to the direct deposit section, entering your transit number, your institution number, and your account number, and hitting save. And if online isn't for you, your bank, a phone call, a visit in person, or a paper form will get you there just as surely. Here's my honest suggestion to you. Don't wait until next month. Don't wait until the next time a check shows up late and you feel that little knot of worry in your stomach. Do it now while it's fresh in your mind. Grab those 3 banking numbers, set aside 10 minutes, and make the switch. Future you, the one who never has to wonder where the pension is, will be deeply grateful. This is one of those rare decisions in life that costs almost nothing and pays you back every single month for the rest of your life. You've now seen exactly why so many Canadians have already made this move and exactly how you can join them today. The next time the first of the month rolls around, picture the difference. Instead of standing at the mailbox hoping, you'll be checking your account and seeing your money already there, right on schedule, exactly as it should be. That's the whole promise of direct deposit.
From a message that I and Karina and Frank, the four of us, received from someone called
Certainty in place of hope. And it's waiting for you the moment you decide to reach for it. If this helped clear things up for you, and if you found it useful, take a second to like this video and subscribe, because I break down these kinds of practical money-saving pension tips regularly, and I don't want you to miss the next one. Your retirement income is too important to leave to chance, and I'm here to help you make the most of every dollar you're entitled to. Thanks for watching, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.